The following is a presentation of the St. Louis Chess Club.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the closing ceremony of the 2021 U.S. Championship and U.S. Women's Championship. It was an amazing event this year, how much fun we had. We commentators always say this is our favorite event, and we're not just saying that to make Rex happy and Tony happy and Jeannie happy and Joy happy. The truth is, with 24 players in an event, it's very different from having 10. Because 24 means more stories. You got 12 boards, you got more players, you got a diverse field as well. And it's always, always entertaining. And this year, they brought the entertainment. We saw a history get made. We'll talk about that. And of course, there was the exciting playoffs as well, leading to the title holder. So it simply was extraordinary. We totally enjoyed calling it and look forward to next year as well. We're going to kick off the proceedings by introducing someone who has been a wonderful friend to our sport. Without her and her husband, this all would not happen. The magic of St. Louis is due to one family, one power couple, and so I'm happy to introduce Dr. Jeannie Singfield.
Rex is the godfather of American chess. Does that make me the fairy godmother? Hey, before we go on out, as a now international chess author, I would like to do a little shout out to the people who helped me translate this little booklet for those who don't know how to read and write chess into 8 languages. I wrote English, and Wesley So's family helped me get Filipino. I co-authored Indonesian. Christian Cirilla did Romanian. Yasser's wife did Dutch. Alejandro did Spanish. Where are you? And Anna Zatonsky found someone who could speak German. So it was a lot of fun. Wasn't this a great tournament, though? It's just a great, great tournament. You're looking at the players, and it's like the only thing I can tell to some of the older players is watch your back. Like Sam Sevian at 20, competing against 2 of the top players in the world. Clarissa Yip, competing against, 9 times U.S. Championship, Irina Krush. This was an exciting thing. This is really great. Well, anyway, so, one last shout out to my scout friends, because I always do that. 250,000 scouts have earned the Chess Merit Badge. I am, see, the godfather of American chess is always focusing on the high end. I'm growing your audience so you can make money. So it is my pleasure to introduce the godfather of American chess, Rex Singfield.
Thank you very much. You can keep that music going if you want. I'm accustomed to it. So, what extraordinary championships. Congratulations to all of the players. I know you all didn't get what you wanted, but you got into these events, and that alone is no mean feat. The U.S. Championship field had 5 players rated over 2,700. And congratulations to Wesley for winning back-to-back championships. The last time someone won back-to-back championships was Kamsky in 2013 and 14. Only the third time in the men's game since Lev Albert in 1984 and 85 that a player won back-to-back championships. Now, the U.S. Women's Championship field was equally interesting. It was one of the most exciting ever. Carissa won against 4 former U.S. champions, which has never happened in the history of U.S. Women's Championships. How does that make those 4 former champions feel? So she won the event by 1.5 points. She was funnier than the commentators, and she is still in high school. Pain. I want to thank the best commentary team in the world for their amazing and entertaining broadcast. Please join me in an applause to Grandmasters Chirilla, Sirwan, and Ashley. Yeah, when I compliment them, they think I'm just kidding. No, but I actually, yeah, I mean it. That's true. So Randy and his team at Spectrum Studios, along with Silverback Studios, Leonard, you all put on the best production broadcast ever. The studio set and mobile control room is truly phenomenal. We couldn't do all of this without the amazing staff. Joy, Tony, you and your team did an outstanding job, as always. This is the 13th championship, it's hard to believe, that we have hosted, and they just continue to improve. Shannon, you and your team continue to do a marvelous job as well by exhibiting beautifully the artistic side of the game. I'd like to acknowledge Courtney Sudoff, Rebecca Buffington, Tony Chen, Brian Flowers, and our PR, marketing, and communications teams at the Club and World Chess Hall of Fame. They all truly do a great job. Now, in terms of our viewership, I love talking about this. Some of it's a little strange. We had 100, that we know of, we had 141 countries view the championships online, including some biggies: Kyrgyzstan, Mozambique, and Guyana. That was supposed to be extraordinarily funny, but it really does depend on the audience. We had nearly 340,000 unique viewers and over 1.2 million viewers on YouTube and 70,000 views on Twitch. There were approximately 20 million viewer minutes. And I think a lot of that is due to our incredible commentary team. Lastly, I would like to say it's been amazing to have over-the-board tournaments at the Chess Club this year, and I'm already looking forward to 2022. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rex. Well, one small correction. Irina is an 8-time champ. She's looking for 9. I know you're trying to speak it into existence, and I'm sure she appreciates it. This event, it really always feels like a family. We're coming together with family and friends that we've seen for years and years. And part of the reason it feels like a family is because we're hosted like a family. And the team here is simply extraordinary. And the one word I would give beyond brilliant, creative, extraordinary, is consistency. We know the quality level is going to be high year after year after year. They try to make things better each time. And it's thanks to people like Joy Bray, who always ducks the credit and the camera, but we can get a camera on her right now so the world can see you, Joy. And of course, the big dog. He's been here since the very beginning. He was here when the club was Rubbles. And I remember going to meet with him the very beginning and seeing the club and thinking it was never going to happen. I didn't know it would become what it is and the expansion that it's going to become, and he continues to oversee it. So please welcome Executive Director of the Chess Club, Tony Rich.
"13 years of U.S. championships." You guys remember last year U.S. championship? Because I don't. The COVID pandemic really kind of put a curveball, I know, for all of us. And last year's U.S. championships were held online very briefly, I think 3 or 4 days, and everybody was in and out. I got to say hi on the webcams to a couple of folks here and there, but that was about it. That's not what the U.S. championship should be, and I'm really excited that we were able to return to over-the-board play this year. You know, the U.S. Championship is not just an opportunity to spotlight great chess players and the talent that they bring, but these are the very best that America has to offer. Some of them were born here, some of them decided to make this their home. All of them are committed to making sure that American chess continues to thrive, and I just want to say that I'm really proud of each and every one of you for your fighting spirit, your tenacity, and your ability to make America a great chess nation. So thank you all. Of course, as everybody else has said, there are lots of folks to thank for this event. Randy Singfield and his crew at Spectrum Studios, Tom Williamson, Kevin Depew, and all the guys over at Silverback. They're the production team. They're all the folks that you see running around here with the cameras. They were the ones that were up there in front of the players and trying to get those shots while the players are looking very stoic, despite the fact that there's a camera literally right next to their head. You know, you guys are what helps expand chess, take it away from just the chess dorks like myself and into a broader audience who can really appreciate and enjoy the game. So thanks to all of you for making the show so wonderful. In addition to the PR team that Rex mentioned, Kostya Kavutsky was our journalist for this event. Leonard Otis did the DGT boards and photography, as well as Brian Adams, Austin and Crystal Fuller. You know, I know we joke around, but it really does take a village to produce an event like this. And I think, as Maurice mentioned, when it comes to consistency, it's just because we're lucky to have such a great team. So thanks to all the folks who made it possible. So some of you may know that we had originally intended to do World Chess Hall of Fame inductions at this ceremony. We have instead decided to postpone those. The World Chess Hall of Fame inductions will be in November of 2022. And the reason is because the two living inductees, Eugene Torrey and Judith Polgar, will both be able to come to St. Louis in person and receive their honors and awards. So I'm very excited to be able to host that in February, where the chief curator of the World Chess Hall of Fame, Shannon Bailey, will have her moment to shine. So Shannon, I really look forward to it. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. And at this time, I would like to ask Rex and Jeannie Singfield, if you could please join me on the stage. We'd like to present you, Shannon as well, please. We would like to present you with a little thank you gift for 13 years of U.S. championships.
Hi, we're presenting Rex and Jeannie with a beautiful picture book of remarkable moments that have happened because of their generous support over the last 13 years. Thank you to all the staff who helped put it together, and please enjoy. And thank you so much on behalf of all the staff.
Come on, Sharon,
Thank you, Tony. You know, we're still waiting for our picture book. Me and the commentators, we want goodies too. Thank you, appreciate it. One of the great things about a tournament that is run really well is that you don't hear any controversy, you don't hear anything from the arbiters, there's just no issues. And in this event, we didn't have any. I mean, we would like to have a fight break out, and potentially somebody throw juice on somebody else. It would be really cool for the commentators and the audience, but none of that happened. It was perfectly well run, and I think it was because the players were probably scared of the arbiters that we have who look like, true soldiers. Weren't you a soldier, Frank? I was. You was? Yeah, that's right. I thought you were. Well, one of those true soldiers will come to the stage now is international arbiter and FIDE events manager, Chris Bird.
Right. Thank you, Maurice. So in my role as chief arbiter, usually when I come to these ceremonies, the first thing I check out is the program. And when I see that it says, drawing of lots, Chris Bird announces the pairings, the first person I run to is Tony Rich. I say, Tony, I don't want to be seen on camera, and I really don't want to be talking at all. So Tony always comes to my rescue, usually at the cost of a sarcastic comment or two where he tells people that I chickened out somehow. But that's a really small price to pay to not be up here. I guess unfortunately tonight that's not happening, so here I am. When I asked Tony for a little bit of advice on what I should do, how the talks work, Tony's advice was, just do like I do, have a few drinks and wing it. Thanks, man. All right, so I'm gonna get to what I need to talk about at some point, but first, I'm gonna give you a little taste of a Chris Bird visit to the confessional booth. And that was just worth seeing the fear in Joy's face there when I announced that. So sadly, as you heard at the opening ceremony, we lost one of the greatest arbiters in the world when Carol Jarecki passed away in June. Carol was the person most responsible for where I am in the chess world today. She got me invited to my first national scholastic event, recommended me to various other major tournaments, and even persuaded the folks in St. Louis to hire me to be the deputy arbiter at the 2009 US Championship, which was their first major event. She mentored me, she guided me, she pushed me to become the best arbiter and person that I could be. We became great friends, made so many wonderful memories together at all the events we worked at. A week or so after Carol passed away, John Hartman, the editor of Chess Life, emailed me and asked me if I'd write an article on Carol. I really wish that I could say you'll be able to read that article in an upcoming issue of Chess Life. But after thinking about it for a few days, I declined and I said no. My reason was there wasn't a way that I could even begin to do justice to just how much Carol meant to me or all the amazing things she'd done for me. Carol, I love you and miss you. A few days ago, I was asked to represent US Chess to say thank you to everyone for hosting the 2021 US and US Women's Championships. Given my love for public speaking, I immediately said yes. After thinking about it for a while, I was like, oh heck, what have I done? I realized with all the amazing work that's been done here since that first major event in 2009, there's no possible way that talking up here on the stage for a couple of minutes can ever do justice to everything that these folks have done for US chess. Can't possibly be done, but since my boss asked me to do it, I'm up here, and coincidentally, she's also called Carol. So, thank you to Rex and Jeannie Sinkfield, Joy Bray, Tony Rich, Rebecca, Emily, all the fantastic staff at the World Chess Hall of Fame, the St. Louis Chess Club, for once again providing your world-class organizational skills, world-class production, world-class facilities, world-class conditions, world-class prize funds, world-class production, broadcast, commentary teams, and yes, thank you for even hiring world-class arbiters, and for including me too. And by the way, it's Maya's birthday on Thursday, so happy birthday, Maya. Make sure someone gets her a drink at some point. Thank you also for your continued desire and commitment, usually going well out of your way to always provide everyone who plays in your events whatever they need to make sure they perform at their best. At every players meeting, Tony Rich always tells the players he wants this to be the best event they've ever been to. He's not just saying that because it's part of his spiel. He and the rest of the chess club really mean that from the bottom of their hearts. So thank you for making the US Championships the greatest national championships in the world. On behalf of US Chess and chess in the United States, thank you. Last but not least, it's my greatest pleasure to announce that in principle, US Chess and the St. Louis Chess Club have reached an agreement for them to also host the 2022 US Championship and 2022 US Women's Championship. Thank you.
Chris, that was a fantastic speech. Let me be the first to tell you. I've been trying to get the arbiters to come inside our broadcasts, speak in the interview chair that the players go to, and I was always trying to get Chris to speak, and he said, no. Now you're in trouble. After that speech, you're definitely going to be on the show, regular on the show. And we appreciate you. Please, everyone, acknowledge Chris, who was the chief arbiter of the U.S. Women's, and also Frank Guadalupe, who told me 23 years in the Army, soldier, who was the chief arbiter of the Open, and Maya Myers, who was the deputy arbiter of both. Please stand and be acknowledged. Thank you for all the work you do. The tournament was amazing. It was fantastic. It was quite the show. Let's take a look at a few of the highlights.
The 2021 U.S. Chess Championship and the U.S. Women's Chess Championships were back live and in person in St. Louis. The best of the best from around the country put on a spectacle in the capital of chess in America. The U.S. Women's Championships started off quickly with Katerina Nemtsova taking an early lead, hoping to take home her first ever title after over 3 years away from the sport. And for the first half of the event, it looked like she was well on her way to doing just that. However, young phenom Carissa Yip had other plans. Once Carissa took the lead, she never looked back, going on a 5-win streak, taking down 4 former champs on her way to being crowned this year's U.S. Women's Champion. The U.S. Chess Championship was a star-studded affair with some of the top players in the world competing for their national title. The standings throughout the event were neck and neck, with multiple lead changes and a nearly constant multiplayer tie at the top. veterans Ray Robson and Alex Lenderman made strong showings and looked poised to capitalize on their opportunities. However, slowly but surely, sleeping giants woke with favorites Wesley So and a surging Fabiano Caruana, ending the event tied for first with the young Sam Sevian, forcing a playoff for the title. Once the dust settled, a victorious Wesley So emerged after defeating Fabiano Caruana and drawing Sam Sevian to win a second consecutive U.S. championship title. St. Louis shines bright as the capital of chess in America and will be back to host future chess players, champions, and championships for years to come.
Where else in chess do you see that kind of production quality? Like, where else? Please give a hand to Silverback and Spectrum for the awesome, awesome work that they do. They make us look good. Just amazing. That's like ESPN worthy right there. Good stuff. I think Wesley won the last game, though, right, against Sam? That was the only little thing I noticed, but don't worry about it. We'll talk about it, Kevin. Well, we have our worthy winners, worthy prize winners standing on the podium. There was a separation between the bronze, the silver, and the gold. And we're going to first begin with the U.S. Women's Championship. This third place winner has been a multi-champion. She's literally one of the great legends of our sport. She'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer someday. She continues to show her fighting spirit. Of course, she's from Brooklyn, so what would you expect? She is indeed one of the most worthy players to have won a championship. She came with her A game this time, didn't quite get all the way, but she did come in third place. Please welcome to the stage Grandmaster Irina Krush. Irina, of course, expects only the championship trophy, but she is a fighter, continues to fight to the end each and every time. And this third place finish, one of her top tier finishes, just represents what she always does, that she fights every single tournament. So thank you so much, Irina. And in second place, a newcomer to the competition, but I think we're gonna see this young lady for years and years to come. Very first time you come into a competition, usually you'd be nervous, scared, worried, will I be able to deliver? She had none of those butterflies that we could tell. She also was quite rambunctious in the chair when we were interviewing her. I had to be on my P's and Q's. Her coach is Christian Carilla, and he had to keep his mouth shut a couple of times as well, as she pushed back when he started talking a little bit of trash. In second place with a fantastic performance in her maiden event, Gulruk Behim Tokiljonova. Not bad. Women's Grandmaster, by the way. As I said, she had a fabulous performance, winning many games. She will certainly be in this tournament for years to come. She had a great poise, and to finish ahead of four former champions is a real statement to just how well she played. She will be certainly one to watch as she continues to improve. Congratulations. Go Mizzou! And now it's time. This event saw something special, as Rex mentioned. It had never happened before in the storied history of the women's game. Never has one person defeated four former champions in the event. Never. Imagine that. It had happened twice before, in 1993 and 1997 in the Open. Only twice defeating four former champions. This had been accomplished. Benjamin did it, Shabalov did it. But again, in the women's game, it had never been done. So we got to see history in the making, and she did it in style. She lost a bad game in round 5, and that number 5, she said, okay, I'm gonna show you guys something, and won 5 games in a row before drawing the last game. Just a simply incredible performance, one for the ages, and she's only 18. You guys better watch out. She's got more championships in the making, but her first one ever. Welcome to the stage, the winner of the U.S. Women's Championships, Carissa Yip. She's an international master, but the way she's playing, the Grandmaster title will not elude her for long. She will be a force in this event. Incredible talent. Absolutely stupendous performance. She won, by the way, by a full 1.5 points. That's not easy in this field. Carissa, if you will, please say a few words.
Hi, guys. This is my first time ever giving a speech, so please forgive me if I sound like I'm choking up here or dying. It's fine. First off, I have to give a big thank you to Rex and Jeannie. I honestly feel so lucky that I got to grow up in such a bright era for American chess, where there's just so much support for the players, and especially young players. You guys have done so much work for the U.S. Championships, of course, but like the U.S. Juniors as well, and your support with like the Kasparov Chess Foundation and the Young Stars program has been really tremendous for me in my growth as a chess player. So thank you guys for that. And congratulations on your inductment to the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. I also want to thank the St. Louis Chess Club and everyone who's worked so hard to put this event together, the commentators. Special shout to Maurice, who, after losing that terrible game in round 5, roasted the heck out of me and, got me back on my game, though. So thank you, Maurice. The tournament directors, the staff, the production team. I know it's been like 10 times harder with COVID, but you guys did an amazing job. Everything was run so smoothly, the atmosphere was amazing, and this tournament has just always been my favorite to play in because everyone at the club is so nice and sweet and welcoming. I also want to give a shout out to my opponents. I remember like the first time I played, I was 12, 2016 US Women's. I got the wild card, I think. I was just so in awe to be playing with all of the best women players in the country. I grew up like following this tournament. I watched commentary every day, ever since I was like 8 or something. And it's my favorite tournament. Couldn't believe I was finally here. And that first tournament I got totally smashed. Got very lucky in some games, but overall, awful performance by me. Totally outplayed and demolished. But it didn't even matter to me because like 12-year-old me was still freaking out that I got to play against like Irina, Anna, Tatev. And also, I was like 10 feet away from Fabiano Caruana and Wesley So, which was, I was starstruck. And even though it's like 5 years later, there's still a part of me that's so excited to play against my idols, the people who I looked up to growing up. This tournament was really difficult. Every single game was a battle. Everyone made me work for it. They say that the best friends you have are the ones who push you to be the best version of yourselves and won't accept anything less, so thank you to my opponents for being that friend for me. Okay. And of course, thank you to all my coaches. Wouldn't be the player I am today without any of them. Every single one has made a serious difference for my chess. Special shout out to the Kasparov Chess Foundation, which I mentioned before, and Young Stars program. The support and training has been invaluable for my growth as a chess player. And I mean, I got to meet with Garry Kasparov like twice a year, which is so crazy. Motivated me like 10 times more to be better. Okay, finally, I want to thank my friends and family. I know my friends back home are watching, probably laughing at me as we speak, but thank you guys for cheering me on and texting and calling after every single game. And of course, a huge shout out to my parents. I love you guys. My parents have both done so much for me, made so many sacrifices for the sake of my chess career, and I wouldn't be here without them, literally. So, special shout out to my dad, who's here with us in the audience. He's recording. He brings me to all my tournaments. He has been my biggest support since the beginning, and I couldn't have won it without him. This is truly the highlight of my chess career. I never imagined I would be up here, but I couldn't be happier. Can't wait to be back next year.
The U.S. Women's Chess Champion for 2021, International Master Carissa Yip. Everybody give her another hand, please. And thanks for giving me credit, partial credit for why you won, by the way. I just hang on to those little things. And she spoke of family. It really feels like a family each and every time we come, and the importance of family in our success. There are players here I know credit the same. And one of them is the third place winner for the U.S. Open. He's been good for a while. He's been good. And he's sort of been in the shadows, waiting for some breakout performances. In this tournament, he showed his heart after losing an extremely difficult game. I think it went 140 moves. That was a long, tough fight before he finally lost that game. And what did he do after that loss? Came back and won the next two, and then managed to tie for first and lose in a tiebreak. No shame in the game, losing in a tiebreak to Fabiano Caruana and Wesley So. So the deserving third place winner, International Grandmaster Sam Sevian. Sam is one of our top juniors. I think he gets to drink alcohol shortly because he's going to turn 21. So we won't be calling him a junior anymore. But he certainly has that youthful exuberance and optimism, great fighting spirit. Thank you for regaling us with your game, Sam. And it was a tournament of comebacks, really. I mean, watching players lose and then not wilt. That's the fighting spirit you want to have when you play chess. I saw it even with players who didn't stand on the podium. I would mention Tatev Abrahamyan as one of those players who started off terribly and then came back with some great wins and showed that she could still play and ended up, I believe, tying for fourth. Am I correct? Tying for fourth place. Not easy to do when you start off badly. It's hard. Chess, when you lose a game, you feel the pain. I know what that's like. I knew what that was like over and over and over and over. It's tough. And in this event, we saw one of the superstars of our game, the #2 player on the planet, actually playing badly, not like himself, and then losing 2 in a row. And we said, that's it. It's over. No chance for him. And yet, somehow, he pulled himself up by the bootstraps and won a game, and then won another one, and then he drew one, and then he won another one, and suddenly he was tied for first, and then he was just a move or two away from winning the whole thing, and had to go to the playoffs, and then he lost the first game in the playoffs, and then he bounced back again and won. Wasn't enough, as there was one player who did better than him, but he showed his incredible fighting spirit, why it is that he fought for the World Chess Championship back in 2018, why he's one of the major stars of our sport. The second place finisher, Grandmaster Fabiano Caruana. Thought I was going to give him a few words to say, but I'll say them for him. Fabi's a great friend. I picked Fabi to win the tournament, so Fabi, you got to do better next time. For me, not for you. And thank you so much. Of course, Fabi, a great player, and we'll be back next year. Thank you, Fabi. Well, the U.S. Championship is all about crowning a single champion. They were back in the day when they used to tie in 3 ways and all that. No, we don't like that. I had some ideas in my head about what to compare it to, but I'll leave it alone. The event is all about a single champion at the very end. And it wasn't easy for this champion. He's actually won it twice before, both times coming in. The first time, he also had a playoff. The second time, he came in clear first. He was the reigning champion from 2020. This year, it was clear it was not easy at all. There were so many tough fighters in the event, and he predicted it would require +3 to win the event. That is 3 more wins than losses, and it was actually +2 that got them in a playoffs. But as he's shown time and time again, he has the incredible tenacity, the determination, the skill, the speed, and the genius to overcome his opposition. And he is indeed the deserving champion, a back-to-back champion, the first time since 2014 with Gadakomsky, and since 84-85 with Lev Albert, first time in 27 years to win the championships back-to-back is truly a fantastic feat that not many people, except the great ones, can say. And so let's introduce to the stage a great one, the 2021 U.S. Open champion, Wesley So. Wesley is one of the top 7 players in the world. He is the reigning Fisher Random Champion, Chess 960 champ. He gets the championship jacket, which will be etched with a U.S. champion logo quite soon. They still have the tag on that one. It's so fresh. But indeed, a great champion, continues to be a star of our game and will continue to be for many years to come. I know his family is here as well. Are you trying to hide the tag? Just button it. All right, it'll work out in some way. They don't get everything right here. Nevertheless, he's the champ. Wesley, please come and say a few words.
Hello, everyone. I just want to say how happy I am to be here. I don't win too many events often, so it feels surreal just standing here. So I'd like to thank a lot of people, and I'd like to thank everyone who made this event possible. I don't know all you guys' names, but I'll do my best. I'm sure I'll miss some. But first, I'd like to say a big thank you to the Singfield family, to Rex and Jeannie Singfield, for giving the U.S. Chess Championship and Women's a home. So thank you very much. Amongst many other things that you did for US Chess. I'd also like to thank my mother, Lotis. She's been with me every single day. I've been a chess professional for 7.5 years now, although it feels like longer. But she's been with me every day. And thank you to all your support. And I feel like winning this tournament comes from both of us. I'd also like to thank the U.S. Chess Federation. A lot of players are moving to the United States, and the tournaments are getting tougher every year. So I feel it's good to keep you sharp. So thank you to the U.S. Chess Federation. Thank you to our chief arbiters, Frank. Thanks for all the work that you do. And Chris Bird also. My friend, thank you for cheering me up and wishing me good luck during critical games. Yeah, I knew you were rooting for me, and thank you also to thank you to Myers. Thanks for being there every day and for working hard. I'd also like to thank the director of the chess club, Tony Rich, executive director, sorry. Also to the wonderful Joy Bray, who's been here every single time with Rex, making sure everything's organized. Thank you very much. Thank you also to Rebecca Buffington and the World Chess Hall of Fame. It just feels so nice to be back in St. Louis and see a lot of friendly faces. Last year has been very difficult for me, but for everyone, I guess. So it's good to have Over the Board back. Thank you to the commentators, of course. Thanks to Maurice for keeping us all entertained. Oh, where did he go? Oh, there you go. Sorry, I thought he'd be standing somewhere. Thank you also to Yasser and to Christian Cirilla for, I mean, no one would be watching the games without you guys, so thank you. Also to the St. Louis Chess Club and its wonderful staff members. I don't know all their names. I know Ryan, or I know Jonathan, also Emily. Yeah, thank you. Also Shannon Bailey. I remember in 2018 in Singfield Cup, after such a horrible tournament and finishing last place, you were there to cheer me up. So I never forget a kind word. So also the coach of the St. Louis University. Oh, yeah, Alejandro Ramirez. Yeah, we played a few times. Just I'm terrible with names. Yeah. And also, last but not least, thanks to the Spectrum Studios, my friend Kevin Duggan. Also, thank you to the photographers here. I guess Austin, thank you. Leonard, and I don't know your friend's name. But anyway, you know what I mean. But yeah, I just want to say thanks to everyone. So nice to be back here in St. Louis. I feel like I didn't play the best chess in the tournament, so I'm not sure my win here is deserved, but I'll take any win any time of the day. Actually, I want to say yesterday I was watching Sam Shankland's game, and I think around 3 p.m. or 3:30 I stopped watching because I thought he was gonna lose. So I stopped watching my game, and I was preparing already to pack my things and plan whatever to do on the rest day. And then I checked again at 5 p.m. and I saw that he was holding the game. So thanks for giving us an exciting playoff. And yeah. Thank you. So,
The U.S. champ, Wesley So. Everybody. You know, it's often said that chess players are arrogant. No way. Well, you have champions like Wesley So, and you hear his remarks, people like Fabiano Caruana, nicer people you'll never meet, Sam Sevian as well. The classy women who play in this event. It's great to see the personalities. It's great to see the modesty. Doesn't mean they're not confident, sometimes cocky, but certainly great people to talk about, to cheer for, and to enjoy their games. It's a lot of hard work that goes into being a chess player, and it's brutal. This emotional toll can be difficult, but I just want to tell the players in the event, I'm a fan. I'm a fan each and every time. We enjoy talking about your games. Yasser and Christian, it was amazing, as usual. Christian took care of the host chair today and did a heck of a job. Not today, but throughout the whole event. Did a heck of a job, his first time. So please congratulate Christian. He was a star. He was a stud. And Yasser, we've been OGs for a minute. Are we getting any younger? We're not getting any older. They're gonna wheel us out on a wheelbarrow before we stop this stuff. It's been great fun. Thanks everyone for joining us. 2022 will be run it back, more the same. But today we're gonna party. We're gonna get the chairs out the way. Please enjoy the food and the drink and the music by DJ Nunez. Thank you everyone. See you next year.
This has been a presentation of the St. Louis Chess Club. Any reproduction or distribution of this content without the express written consent of the St. Louis Chess Club is prohibited.